Coming up on E! News Week in Review, the king of pop is becoming the king of the courtroom. Actors whose love scenes sizzled. Can passionate kisses be the kiss of death to a celebrity relationship?
I don't like it when she's doing, when she's doing a love scene with another actor.
And the unlikely manly men of television. These stories and more up next on E! News Week in Review. Hello, everybody. I'm Steve Quebeco in for Bianca Ferrar. This is E! News Week in Review. The headlines this week were dominated by a couple of big-name celebrities who are having big-time trouble in court. The first, Michael Jackson. The second, Kim Basinger. Jackson is already battling allegations of child molestation. He now is facing a multi-million-dollar action filed by the promoter of his Dangerous tour. Greg Agnew is in our newsroom with more. Greg.
Steve, Michael Jackson, the self-proclaimed king of pop, seems to be holding court in courtrooms these days. There are 2 new lawsuits this week, and they're adding to his growing legal problems. The concert promoter behind Michael Jackson's Dangerous tour has filed a $20 million suit against the singer, claiming breach of contract for the abrupt cancellation of the world tour and fraud for allegedly not disclosing drug addiction or allegations of child molestation.
The thing that tore it was when Michael really walked off around November 11 on the last 10 dates, basically leaving a crew in Mexico of 160 people just high and dry with nothing to do.
According to the promoter's lawyer, the suit was filed after the 2 sides could not negotiate settlement for the 19 canceled performances. He also says the promoter started to notice something was wrong in Central America.
What was observed late in the tour is that quantities of morphine and Demerol were being delivered to Michael Jackson.
A separate Los Angeles lawsuit has been filed by the Children's Peace Foundation, alleging Jackson used the foundation's executive director to make merchandising deals with companies such as LA Gear and then cut the foundation out of the profits. The 2 new suits are added to the existing civil suits filed by the 13-year-old boy alleging sexual molestation, the former security guards who claim they were fired because of what they saw, and the songwriters who say Jackson and others stole their songs. Just north of LA in Santa Barbara County, Sheriff's Department officials canceled a scheduled Wednesday news conference. The investigators had planned to answer Jackson's public comments about strip searching him.
They served a search warrant on me, which allowed them to view and photograph my body, including my penis.
Jackson was referring to a search conducted 2 days earlier. According to a senior deputy, no practical purpose would be served by holding a news conference. Late on Thursday, the lawyer for the 13-year-old boy who was suing Jackson accused the pop star of stonewalling. The attorney filed a court motion to force Jackson to answer written questions in preparation for the March civil trial. Also dealing with lawyers and legalities this week was Kim Basinger, the actress who has been ordered by a jury to pay $8 million in a breach of contract suit, is trying to protect her assets. Following the jury's multi-million-dollar award to Mainline Pictures for breach of contract, Kim Basinger filed Chapter 11 protection in bankruptcy court. The actress was sued by Mainline after she abruptly pulled out of starring in the movie Boxing Helena. Now she's changed her Chapter 11 filing to Chapter 7. Chapter 7 means all of her current assets would be sold or liquidated for payment of the debt, but it would protect her current and future earnings from that debt.
Yes, in Chapter 7, her assets, her earnings will not be subject to the bankruptcy. But in Chapter 11, we specifically offered that, and the other side turned it down.
Basinger's offer was to dedicate all of her earnings over the next 3 years to paying off the $8 million debt.
If Ms. Basinger ended up not actually working during this 3-year period for whatever reason, this 3-year window, this 3-year commitment would turn out to be a hollow one, and it would not result in creditors being paid on their claims.
Was there any sort of guarantee of 1 movie per year, 2 movies per year, anything like that?
No, we can't make that guarantee. We did commit that Kim is actively looking for work. She has been working prior to this filing. I don't think she has anything currently being filmed at the present time, but she's continuing to seek out work.
Mainline Pictures attorneys say they are considering appealing against the Chapter 7 filing. Meantime, Basinger is appealing the original $8 million jury award. Now, that appeal is not expected to reach court until early 1995.
Okay, Greg, now tell me, if Basinger's assets are liquidated under Chapter 7, what does she stand to lose?
Well, she has some interesting assets. Looking through her bankruptcy filing, the original one, she has $192,000 worth of jewelry, which would be liquidated, a 1954 Chevy pickup that is valued at $0, and also she co-owns a town in Georgia. Now, she bought that in 1990, and the value was $20 million. That now is worth only about $900,000, but that too would be liquidated. Steve?
The pickup probably has a dear place in her heart. Thanks, Greg. The widow of country singer Conway Twitty will get more than $22,000 a month in support from Twitty's estate. A Tennessee judge made that ruling after 3 of Twitty's children tried to stop D. Henry Jenkins from getting any money. Jenkins and Twitty were married after his will was written. The judge says the payments will continue until next June, which is the first anniversary of Twitty's death. Former Lynyrd Skynyrd drummer Artemis Pyle will serve 8 years probation for molesting 2 young sisters. Pyle played with the country band until 1977 and again in recent years when it reformed. Pyle plea bargained with prosecutors in Florida, reducing the original charge of capital sexual battery. He pleaded guilty to assaulting the 2 sisters aged 4 and 8. Soul singer Wilson Pickett is scheduled to begin a 1-year prison sentence on January 3rd. He recently was convicted on charges he was driving drunk on 2 separate occasions. In one, he drove across a neighbor's lawn in 1991 while he was intoxicated, and in the other case, he admitted to being drunk when he hit an 86-year-old man last year. In addition to the jail term, he was sentenced to 5 years probation and a $1,000 fine. Country music star Tammy Wynette is in critical condition at a Nashville hospital. Doctors say she has a severe infection. In the past, the 51-year-old singer has suffered from intestinal problems. Wynette is probably best known for her 1969 country standard, Stand By Your Man.
You really had to be there.
Another country star is ill. Lori Morgan has bronchitis and the flu and has been forbidden by doctors to travel by plane. The singer was supposed to perform at the Reno Hilton on New Year's Eve. Instead, she'll be resting at home. Morgan's publicist says doctors expect her to begin performing again in late January.
Troops, I think desperate times.
Actor Tony Danza underwent back surgery Thursday following a pretty serious skiing accident in Utah. He suffered 6 broken ribs, internal bleeding, and bruises. He was skiing with his wife when he hit a rock and careened into a tree. The 42-year-old actor is best known for his roles in the TV series Taxi and Who's the Boss. Actor Robert Goulet is back at work just 3 weeks after undergoing prostate surgery. He's back on the road with Camelot, the Lerner and Loewe musical, which launched his career in 1960.
Now there's a legal limit to the snow here in Camelot.
Goulet returned to the stage Tuesday, just 3 weeks after his operation.
Well, I feel all right. I don't feel as though I'm falling apart. I had my prostate removed, and my stomach is still trying to heal itself up.
Goulet plays King Arthur, a demanding role that requires some fancy footwork. He had a case of the jitters before opening night in Los Angeles.
It's not going to be easy, but I'll get by. I'll get by.
I wonder what the king is doing tonight. What merriment is the king pursuing tonight?
The actor refuses to give in to illness. Earlier this year, he took only 5 weeks off after another operation on his stomach.
Those things don't bother me, and nothing really bothers me. I've got a very bad back that curves like this, and I should be in a wheelchair, they tell me, but I will not allow that to happen. And so therefore I'm out there dancing away and having a good time.
For happily ever aftering than here in Camelot.
Camelot runs in Los Angeles for the next 2 weeks. Then it's back on the road. The tour will make stops in 30 cities over the next several months. Straight ahead on E! News Week in Review, Daniel Day-Lewis fights an injustice. Then later, celebrity wedding bells are ringing, and Johnny Depp will be Winona forever. Plus,
I'm Greg Agnew. Your home could be the star of a major movie or TV series. I'll tell you how, coming up.
7 Daves a week. It's Late Night with David Letterman on E! Every night in prime time. This week it's Dave across America. Meet Dave's friends as he takes his show coast to coast.
Elvis, the Drifter, and me.
7 cities in 7 days.
Was this for real?
Yes, it is. Run for your lives. Dave Across America. All next week at 10 Eastern and 7 Pacific. Only on E! The Entertainment Authority.
Between passion and honor.
If you ever try to take Marilyn back, you'll have to kill me first.
Between friendship and duty.
We are sick and tired of Yankees coming down here and telling us how to run our lives.
Between love and betrayal.
Oh, you must hate me for leaving you the way I did.
Is the unforgettable drama of North and South. The critically acclaimed miniseries of the decade. Yours only from Time Life Video. Relive the epic saga of two powerful American families, drawn together by friendship and torn apart by war. Call this toll-free number now and start with your first 90-minute episode for just $4.99. Feel the fire of passion, the anger of betrayal, and the power of a love that wouldn't die.
The day I met you was the day I was born.
Critics call North and South the Gone with the Wind of television, and a miniseries that's worthy of the name. Call now to get your first episode for the special introductory price of just $4.99. There's never a commitment to buy. The passion and the pain. The romance and revenge.
You take me back?
Relive it in North and South. Here's how to order.
To order your episode 1 of North and South, call 1-800-328-7500. That's 1-800-328-7500. Or send $4.99 plus $3.43 shipping and handling to North and South, Department 1, Richmond, Virginia 23280.
So Janie was playing a molecule in the school play, and I start coughing. Everyone's staring. Fortunately, somebody handed me these cough drops, Robitussin. I didn't even know they made cough drops. Well, they worked on my cough right away, soothed my throat, and I could feel those vapors. I'm glad Robitussin took the spotlight off me and put it where it belonged.
Robitussin cough drops from the cough experts. And try new Robitussin Liquid Center cough drops with a soothing liquid center.
Happy New Year. Have a great 94. Take care. Thanks.
1993 was the biggest year in U.S. movie history. As Greg Agnew reports, the final tally, due out next week, could, for the first time ever, top $5 billion.
You feel that? What is that?
To no one's surprise, Steven Spielberg's monster hit, Jurassic Park, was the biggest movie of 1993. The tale about recreating dinosaurs has made almost $338 million since it opened 6 months ago. Coming in second was The Fugitive, the train-wrecking action-adventure story based on the 1960s TV series. The Fugitive stashed away $179 million.
I looked at those long tan legs and just knew I had to be a lawyer.
Third was The Firm, starring Tom Cruise as an honest lawyer in a corrupt law company. The Firm billed $158 million.
I was listening to him talk about how much he loved his wife, and suddenly I was crying.
Sleepless in Seattle, the soppy romantic comedy that starred Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan as bi-coastal soulmates, soaked up $126 million in 1993.
You're a lucky man, because I got money, I got security, I have businesses, but you have something that I just don't have.
And Indecent Proposal had a decent take of $105 million. Rounding out the top 10 were In the Line of Fire, starring Clint Eastwood. It shot through after earning $102 million. Number 7 in 93 was the recent Robin Williams cross-dressing comedy, Mrs. Doubtfire. 8th in the annual countdown of the top movies was the Vertigo thriller Cliffhanger. Free Willy liberated $77 million from movie fans' wallets and purses. And finishing up the year's top 10 was the Bill Murray repeating comedy, Groundhog Day.
There was a lot of different kind of product out there. A lot of stuff for kids, a lot of stuff for teenagers, and a lot of stuff for adults. There was something for everybody, and it looks like everybody went to the movies.
Although everyone seems to have a different favorite from 1993, most moviegoers agree on why it was such a big year.
There's a lot of good movies out, a lot of really exciting movies.
And they've been much more better and more of people's interest, and they want to go see it and get out more.
Storylines were really risque, kind of borderline daring almost, so it was really good.
From Los Angeles, I'm Greg Agnew for E! News Week in Review.
Menace to Society, The Piano, and Schindler's List. 3 very different movies with one thing in common. They're among the top 10 films of 1993, according to film critics Siskel and Ebert. Starting with Gene Siskel's number 5 pick, Menace to Society, followed by Farewell My Concubine, The Piano, Shortcuts, and Schindler's List was number 1. Roger Ebert's top 5 list includes The Joy Luck Club at number 5, followed by The Fugitive, The Piano, The Age of Innocence, and Schindler's List also taking the top spot. Now for the films that got a big thumbs down from the influential and popular movie critics, starting with Siskel's bottom 5, Cop and a Half, followed by Robin Hood, Men in Tights, Dangerous Game, Super Mario Brothers, and The Beverly Hillbillies was the year's worst, according to Siskel. Roger Ebert's bottom 5 are all different movies. Carnosaur makes the number 5 slot, followed by The Opposite Sex and How to Live with Them, The Vanishing, Hocus Pocus, and finally, The Coneheads gets the dubious honor of Worst Film of 1993. Actor Daniel Day-Lewis, a man who's familiar with quality films, tackles injustice in his latest role. He stars in the critically acclaimed movie In the Name of the Father, which is based on a true story.
I swear to God, I know where I was at the time of the bomb.
Day-Lewis plays Jerry Conlon, who was wrongly jailed in England for being an IRA terrorist. The ordeal occurred in the 1970s, when Day-Lewis was a child growing up in England.
You see it on the news from time to time, and like all things, shamefully you get used to it, and you can watch it without watching it. By the end, you hear there's another bomb gone off in Belfast, and you think, oh dear, you know, if only things would change, and then you stop thinking about it.
Did you do it? Did you do it, son?
Pete Postlethwaite plays Conlon's father, who was also wrongly imprisoned.
It's a story, it's a handy story about justice and injustice, freedom and oppression.
The movie is directed by Jim Sheridan, who also directed Day-Lewis in My Left Foot. He says it's important to make movies about significant moments in history.
It endorses the people who live there. You know, they feel their lives have value, I think, when they see it up there on the screen.
Right now, In the Name of the Father is playing in limited release.
What happened to your face? I have AIDS.
Denzel Washington co-stars with Tom Hanks in the new movie Philadelphia, and also in the Pelican Brief there with Julia Roberts. Now he graces the cover of GQ magazine. The article reveals Washington as a man with a passion towards his family and his work. The January issue of GQ is available on newsstands.
He's got the look of both predator and prey.
In the new film Tombstone, Dana Delaney rides into town as Josephine Marcus. The movie is based on the gunfight at the OK Corral. Delaney's character ends up finding true love with Kurt Russell, who portrays legendary lawman Wyatt Earp. Delaney and Russell are paired together for the first time.
She was madly in love with Wyatt Earp, and he was married when she met him, and I think she just set her sights on him, and they were together for 40 years after that, and traveled the country. She never left his side. They went, you know, to Alaska, and they lived in the desert, and they were gamblers and high livers. They did everything together.
Tombstone was number 3 at the holiday box office. Coming up on E! News Week in Review, Wayne Newton becomes a renegade, and Dorian Harewood is ready to rev up his engine. We'll explain, but first, a holiday greeting.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy holidays.
Entertainment, the final frontier, and E! takes you there. Boldly go where no viewer has gone before. Inside Star Trek, E! explores this sci-fi phenomenon and puts you on the bridge for a behind-the-scenes adventure. Visit the first generation, the next generation, and the special effects masters that keep Star Trek trekking through time. Beam on board and inside Star Trek this weekend, only on E!
The Entertainment, News, and Information Authority.
From Academy Award winner Oliver Stone comes the third film in an extraordinary trilogy, Heaven and Earth. A woman who risked her life for freedom. A man who lost his soul to war. Two people who found their peace in each other. Tommy Lee Jones, Joan Chen, Hang Noor, and introducing Hep T. Lee, Heaven and Earth, rated R. Now playing select cities, starts January 7th everywhere.
From the top.
RXMJQP.
Oh boy.
FALUH.
The last line.
1-800-COLLECT.
Perfect.
1-800-COLLECT. Dial it the next time you call collect.
Celebrities, entertainers, personalities, performers. They're all on FYE for your entertainment. E's informative in the know half-hour show for your enjoyment.
It's just driving me crazy.
Watch FYE Sundays at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, only on E.
Hi, this is Fred Savage, and you're watching E! Entertainment Television.
Imagine playing the guitar the very first day you touch the strings. Now you can, whether you like country or rock, with the revolutionary Play the Guitar Overnight by Steve Ross, the amazing home video course that guarantees you'll play the guitar the very first day. The secret shortcut method makes playing the guitar as simple as watching TV.
I just say get it. Trust me, it's gonna work.
Hey, dude, this is what you want to get.
Thousands of satisfied people have purchased the Play the Guitar Overnight videotape for $59.95. But now, so millions more can enjoy this wonderful program, you get the Play the Guitar Overnight videotape, audio cassette, and book, all for the incredible low price of only $19.95. That's a $40 savings, but you must order now.
Steve Ross's Play the Guitar Overnight. It's fun, it's easy, and believe me, it really works.
To order, call 1-800-421-8787. Just $19.95 plus $4.95 shipping and handling, and it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Sorry, no CODs, but check or money orders are accepted. Don't wait, call now.
I wish all of you the best New Year. Bye-bye.
ABC was the top network in the ratings war over Christmas week. The network took 4 of the top 5 spots. In 5th place, ABC's sitcom Grace Under Fire. In 4th, another ABC comedy, Roseanne. Monday Night Football, The Giants at New Orleans, was 3rd. In 2nd was yet another ABC comedy, Home Improvement. And the most watched show was CBS's news magazine, 60 Minutes. America's satellite dish owners, not to be confused with Siskel and Ebert, have dialed up their favorites of the season, with Home Improvement taking top honors.
I'll be back.
Where are you going?
Sears Summer Spectacular Sale.
Results of the 8th annual Satellite TV Week Dish Awards are out, and for the 2nd straight year, ABC's Home Improvement edged Seinfeld as the season's best comedy. Named Best New Show, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And for Best Drama, a tie between Star Trek The Next Generation and Northern Exposure. One of the stars of that successful CBS show is Barry Corbin. He plays retired astronaut Maurice Minifield, a millionaire who literally owns the town of Sicily, Alaska. The show's success is not a big surprise to Corbin, who still remembers his first impressions.
It was the only pilot that I'd read that was unpredictable, that you didn't know where the characters were going to go week after boring, interminable week. So I thought, well, maybe this has got a chance.
Corbin grew up in Texas among the aging vestiges of a dying breed, the American cowboy. His Texas background informs the work he does as the crusty Maurice.
Too much personal pleasure taking precedence over principle. When you draw a line in the sand, that is where you have to take a stand. Set me up one more time, Dave.
Another important aspect to Corbin's character in Northern Exposure is his lack of a sense of humor.
It's almost like he got a humorectomy at birth. It's all, you know, he has absolutely no sense of humor. He has no sense of humor, and he also would like to have a sense of whimsy that Chris has. That's why he keeps Chris around him.
Oh, man, Maurice, I tell you, I hear those carolers, you know, all those human voices ascending up to heaven in a harmonic pyramid of sound.
And so you may be asking yourselves, what does 1994 have in store for Barry Corbin? He and Northern Exposure co-star John Cullum want to go bungee jumping. Problem is, they can't decide who should take the plunge first.
Hey, slow down. That's all you're getting for today.
Fans of the CBS drama Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman know Henry Sanders as the town blacksmith. But few know how Sanders got his start in acting. He got it after coming home a Vietnam veteran.
I mean, things were really bad, and I was being evicted from this place or that place, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life.
And a GI Bill landed Sanders in acting school, where he found his niche and a way of dealing with the trauma of Vietnam.
I was kind of a walking time bomb. What acting did was to allow me to not be physical, but to allow those emotions to, you know, to release those emotions.
And it looks like Sanders has a busy future. Word is Dr. Quinn will be back for the 1994-95 season. Singer Wayne Newton is taking his act to the small screen in the TV series Renegade. Newton will play the role of a Las Vegas casino owner whose daughter is kidnapped. The episode was emotionally potent for Newton since his real-life daughter went through a similar ordeal in 1980. Actor Jan Michael Vincent also guest stars as a Hell's Angel. The episode of Renegade airs the week of January 3rd in syndication. Dorian Harewood is starring in a new series for NBC, and as Molly Molan reports, his co-star comes courtesy of the Chrysler Corporation.
Yeah, I love it.
Dorian Harewood really enjoys his new co-star, and who wouldn't? It's red, it's hot, it's very, very fast, and it's a Dodge Viper.
Dorian, tell me now, is this going to be the typical Knight Rider series, or are we coming back to that again?
Well, we're asked that a lot because this is a special car. They connect it and compare it with Knight Rider. I think the only similarity is the fact that they're both special cars. This car doesn't talk, but it has all of the state-of-the-art special effect techniques that we'll be using, the morphing techniques that you've seen in Terminator 2 and those things, and that the Knight Rider didn't have. The other similarity we're hoping for to Knight Rider is that it'll be a successful run.
And tell me about your character. You create the car.
Yeah, Julian Wilkes is he's an inventor, an engineer, a genius who has invented this particular car, and his specific needs for the car, or his specific, the goal of the car is to pursue and capture the bad guys.
NBC is offering viewers prizes in a national contest to promote the new series.
One grand prize winner will receive a Dodge Viper just like this one here. The retail price of this car has topped $100,000 due to limited production. Under 600 cars a year are made. The other grand prize winner will receive an all-expense-paid trip to visit the set of Viper at Paramount Studios. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Buckle up.
All right.
The network will announce the winner in mid-February.
Ready?
Hit it.
NBC hopes the new one-hour techno drama drives away with the ratings. From Pasadena, California, I'm Molly Molan for E! News Week in Review.
Viper will air on Friday nights. Still to come on E! News Week in Review, forecasting celebrity relationships. Then later on, a former adult movie star is bound and gagged. And are the royals a royal pain?
It's the end of the year, and that means it's time for the cream of talk soup. That's right, everything must go. You'll get all your favorite clips like squabbling sisters-in-law.
I may be fat, but I got bigger boobs.
Vivian might blow up doll. Limo etiquette by Vicky.
You do not separate your legs.
Even the narcoleptic dog. And if you act now, you'll get the Russian Madonna for no cost to you. And it's all hosted by this guy. It's the best of talk soup, the cream of talk soup. This weekend only on E!, the entertainment authority.
You design toys for a living?
Oh, yeah.
As a pro, what batteries do you use?
Oh, Duracell batteries.
Any idea why they last so long?
Probably atomic power or something that is beyond comprehension.
I can see what makes you a success in your field.
Duracell. No other battery lasts longer.
From the most romantic movie of the year comes the most romantic soundtrack of the year. America's #1 soundtrack, Sleepless in Seattle.
And now there's more songs for Sleepless Nights, featuring classic performances by the most celebrated names in music. Jimmy Durante, Nat King Cole, Al Jolson, Tony Bennett, Jimmy Buffett, Carly Simon and James Taylor, and many more.
Both albums available on Epic Soundtracks.
Before you came my time.
People are excited about new Comet Liquid Gel.
Bleach Plus Cleaner.
You just point,
squeeze on the gel, and wipe up tough stains.
New Comet Liquid Gel. When others can't cut it, Comet can.
Do you toss and turn all night long? Do you wake up with neck and shoulder pain? Try the Contour Pillow, anatomically designed for the natural contour of your head and neck to support and align your spine for a great night's sleep. Look, ordinary pillows lose shape and sag, causing neck tension and back pain. But the Contour Pillow provides gentle orthopedic support. Tense muscles relax. You awake refreshed.
The difference I feel in my neck and my back is really amazing.
Best of all, my husband doesn't snore anymore.
Therapeutic pillows cost $60 or more. Now enjoy the ultimate night's sleep for only $19.95. Order in the next 10 minutes and we'll also include this washable cover absolutely free. Enjoy the best night's sleep you've ever had or return it for a full refund. The Contour pillow is not available in stores. Order now.
For shipment of your Contour pillow within 7 days, use your credit card and call 1-800-862-7100 or send $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling to Comfort Track, P.O. Box 12400, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Happy New Year. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Easter.
Happy New Year to all of you. God bless you. From Whitney.
Welcome back to E! News Week in Review. I'm Steve Kometko. Okay, pop quiz. What do Rodney Dangerfield, Billy Ray Cyrus, and Rosanna Arquette have in common? And which TV sister is expecting? One of TV's sisters is going to have a baby. Sheila Ward, who plays the rebellious Teddy on the NBC drama, says she's 3 months pregnant. Ward played Harrison Ford's ill-fated wife in the summer hit The Fugitive. She's married to real-life restaurateur Howard Sherman. Rodney Dangerfield will finally be getting some respect from his new wife. He tied the knot last weekend in Las Vegas. The 72-year-old comedian and actor married 42-year-old Joan Child. It's Dangerfield's second marriage. Country singer Billy Ray Cyrus is also a newlywed. The achy-breaky heartthrob lost his heart to girlfriend Letitia Finley and made it official during a wedding ceremony Thursday night in Nashville. But it was no black tie affair. Cyrus wore his signature blue jeans and torn-up sweatshirt to say, "I do." The bride wore a dress. And the actress who inspired Toto's hit song, Rosanna, has a new role as a real-life wife. Rosanna Arquette exchanged wedding rings with restaurateur Johnny Seidel. And finally, the nation's first half-brother, Roger Clinton, isn't racing to the altar. The president's musical half-brother apparently told some Arkansas reporters he'd be getting married soon, but he never set a date. He and his girlfriend, Molly Martin of Dallas, flew to Arkansas Monday after spending Christmas in Washington. And even more wedding bells rang last month for soap stars Jack Wagner and Christina Melandro. They took their vows in Lake Tahoe December 18th. The spring special issue of YM takes a look at what's in store for 9 famous couples. The magazine asked a gossip columnist, an astrologer, and a body language expert to predict the future of the celebrity relationships. Although the 3 didn't agree on every couple, Julia Roberts and Lyle Lovett were given a good chance for a happy marriage. So were actors Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger. Now they can all sleep better. For actor Johnny Depp, forever means just that. The star of What's Eating Gilbert Grape says he has no intention of removing his tattoo, the one that says Winona Forever. Even though he's no longer involved with actress Winona Ryder, Depp says their breakup shouldn't mean the end of his tattoo. No skin off his nose. The current issue of Movie Line examines sexual chemistry on film. The magazine says not all love scenes are steamy. The article lists the stars of Bram Stoker's Dracula, Gary Oldman and Winona Ryder, as having sexual chemistry. Richard Gere and Jodie Foster also have that certain something in Summersby. Pairings that don't make the grade include Kevin Costner and Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston in The Bodyguard. On-screen chemistry could lead to off-screen jealousy for some celebrity spouses, but some of those we talk to say that's not always the case, and every couple has a way to deal with the touchy situation.
You are fooling the audience into, if you're successful at it, into making them feel and appear that something sexually arousing or something romantic or something exciting is happening. The reality is that you've had to choreograph it.
Actors and their spouses describe on-screen kisses as a part of the job. Michael Douglas' wife, Deandra, agrees. However, there is one of her husband's films she did stay away from.
When the film came out, our son went to see it, and he came home and he said, "Look, Mom, I just saw Basic Instinct, and I don't think you should go and see that film. There's no reason for you to go see that film. Don't go, don't go." So I thought, fine, I'm not going. You know, I don't need to go and see that film.
Even celebrity couples can have trouble watching their spouses in a mad embrace. Actors Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan star in the film Flesh and Bone and are married in real life.
She doesn't like it. I don't like it when she's doing, when she's doing a love scene with another actor. Can't say that I like that.
Ryan says even doing a love scene with her husband can be uncomfortable.
Sometimes when you don't know someone, it's so much better because, I don't know, you're protected by your anonymity or something.
For actor Christopher Lambert and his wife, actress Diane Lane, a little humor goes a long way.
He says, no tongue. in the kissing. No tongue. And I'm sitting there going, oh, God, did the tongue come out? I said it didn't, and I'm looking at the love scene. It's like, oh, thank God, thank God, thank God. You know, and he's like, looking at me. It's fun, though. I mean, we laugh about it.
No tongue, and she says the same to me. And so when I really want to bug her, then I go for it. Then she's upset with me. But it's printed on the screen. It's too late.
Celebrity couples say the most important thing to remember is it's only a movie. The offbeat black comedy, Bound and Gagged, a love story, is out on home video. The film's co-star is no stranger to movies with adult themes.
Sorry. Don't be sorry to me. You gotta pay for them.
Bound and Gagged follows the road-tripping adventures of two bisexual women and a heterosexual man. The three trek across Minnesota's backcountry in search of a better life and the perfect mate. Former porn star Ginger Lynn Allen says the comedy delivers a serious message.
We wanted to open up your eyes. So we do deal with suicide, we do deal with battered women, we do deal with kidnapping and betrayal, all very real issues, but in a satirical manner so that nothing is shoved down your throat. You're going to go to the film, enjoy it, have a good time, laugh, and then go home and hopefully think about these things.
Bound and Gagged, a love story, also stars Karen Black and Chris Mulkey. Just ahead on E! News Week in Review, Kim Basinger dances for Tom Petty, and Meatloaf takes you on a fantasy. We'll show you. But first, a New Year's resolution.
My New Year's resolution is to stay healthy, to do the best job I possibly can do with this show, to think about other future programs that I can work on, to be kind to my wife and to my animals, to redo my house, and maybe take a stroke off my golf swing.
First New York, then London, now Planet Hollywood, Minneapolis? That's right, Minneapolis, land of 1,000 lakes and now 1,000 stars. Join Arnold, Bruce, and Sly for opening night mayhem at Planet Hollywood, Minneapolis, from the largest mall on the planet.
You will see all kinds of exciting things, including myself.
It's the biggest party in the universe. E! explores Planet Hollywood at Mall of America this weekend, only on E!, the entertainment authority.
What they do is simple. So simple it would be easy to miss it altogether. But they're making a difference. You see, drunk driving fatalities are down 32% in the last 10 years. And fatalities from teen drunk driving are down 60%. So to everyone who checks an ID, offers to call a cab, or helps a customer know when to say when, we extend our thanks. By doing what's right, you are making things better. A message from Anheuser-Busch.
It's the best part of the day. You put all your cares away. Get ready for a smile on your face. It's just the right time and just the right place. The music you love, the movies you share, the things that make you care. Keeping value high will serve you so our relationship will grow and grow. Columbia House, big enough to bring you all the best in entertainment.
Look for special Columbia House offers this month in selected magazines, newspapers, and your mail.
Columbia House, big enough to entertain America. One person at a time. Columbia House, one person at a time.
7 Daves a week. Late night with David Letterman on E! Entertainment Television. 7 Daves a week. The original Dave in prime time before your bedtime. 7 Daves a week. Same day, different decade. All your favorite funny stuff. 7 Daves a week. Late night with David Letterman every night in prime time. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Only on E! Entertainment Television. 7 Daves a week.
I've got one big resolution, and that's sort of a religion for me. Leave the world a little better than it was when you came in. Try. It's hard to do. And if you can do it in an increment of that much, it's pretty good.
The director of Schindler's List, Steven Spielberg, has been named Entertainer of the Year by Entertainment Weekly magazine. The magazine also points to his work on Jurassic Park in addition to Schindler's List. The magazine sends kudos likewise to singer Whitney Houston and the ever-evolving Katie Lang, along with controversial rapper Dr. Dre.
You close your eyes and hope that this is just a...
Michael Jackson's Thriller may be nearly a dozen years old, but the landmark album continues to be the #1 seller of all time. It sold another 1 million copies in 1993, bringing the number of copies sold since its 1982 release to 22 million. On the concert trail, Michael Jackson set the pace in 1993. Among concert stands in North America, his 5 Mexico City dates in October and November grossed more than $12.5 million. In second place, Bette Midler, followed by Madonna. In third place, among touring country acts in '93, Garth Brooks led the pack, drawing nearly 900,000 fans to 42 shows, all of them sellouts. His total concert gross, more than $15 million. Reba McEntire followed in second place with nearly $12.5 million earned at 52 shows. Overall, concert ticket sales were down about 10% this year. Major music tours in North America grossed about $900 million in 1993, according to Pollstar magazine.
Looking back.
Singer Garth Brooks is going abroad. In April, the country artist will tour England, Spain, Germany, and Ireland. He'll stay in Ireland through May to perform a total of 8 concerts in Dublin. Brooks' manager says the singer has a bit of Irish in him from his mother's side.
Last dance with Mary Jane. One more time to kill the pain.
Tom Petty's newest video is called Mary Jane's Last Dance. Actress Kim Basinger plays the dancer who's taken from the dead and made up to look alive. The songwriter says he's fascinated with bizarre characters.
I don't know where they come from, you know. Sometimes when I think about it, I wonder where they come from. But I am fascinated by people. I still love people watching.
The song Mary Jane's Last Dance is from the newly released Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers' Greatest Hits album.
There's always something magic. There's always something new.
Rock singer Meatloaf is releasing the second video of his Rock and Roll Dreams Come True trilogy. He says the new video is all about fantasy.
That's what it is about. It's about the fantasy. It's about their dream, their fantasy, their illusion, not mine.
In the video, Meatloaf plays a GD trapped in a jukebox. A runaway sets him free and later finds freedom herself. The rock singer begins touring in January. Boston's New Kids on the Block will release their first album in 3 years. It's called Face the Music. Recording artists Bobby Brown, Whitney Houston, and Mariah Carey helped produce the album. Face the Music will hit stores on January 25th. Adults who remember the original Mickey Mouse Club might be surprised to see the 90s version of the group. Arthel Neville reports the new members have a funk and hip-hop album and video titled MMC.
We've kept traditions, but we made it. I mean, the fact that we have a group out on the radio is different all to itself. You know, we've really went a step further, you know, and made it even more 90s, you know.
8 members of the Disney Channel's Mickey Mouse Club make up the group, who are 14 to 18 years old. They've just finished a 2-month, 10-city tour across the U.S.
For this particular tour, we did about a week and a half worth of getting it fine-tuned, getting the dance numbers down, the choreography. And once you have a show like that, once you have it down,
it just gets better as you go.
You just perform it, and that's the rehearsal in itself. And it, you know, 20 years from now, someone will throw on Real Talk, our first single, and we'll all just start doing the choreography.
The Mouseketeers say they are very close and are rarely away from each other.
I mean, we all like the same things. We all do the same things.
We all have the same
And I
ambitions.
think- exactly.
You know? Yeah.
And I think that has a big part in our togetherness
Yeah,
and
that's
getting
very
along the way that we do.
How many people can grow up and say, yeah, I was a Mouseketeer, you know? So that right there alone is just something phenomenal.
In Los Angeles, I'm Arthel Neville for E! News Week in Review.
The MMC album features 12 original songs. There's much more to come on E! News Week in Review. Disney is in the middle of a nightmare, and how your home can be in the movies. We'll have an E-News special report, but first, a holiday greeting.
Let's hope a happier new year in a world that's a lot more peaceful.
The rhythm, the rhyme, the reason.
I'm gonna give it to you.
He takes you live to the 1994 Grammy Award nominations. Find out who's in and who's out. Watch the live Grammy Award nominations 94, Thursday morning at 11:30 Eastern and 8:30 Pacific, only on E, the Entertainment News and Information Authority.
I'm gonna give it to you.
At 5 a.m., all the Millers can think about is that first get-you-going cup of coffee. That eye-opening, fill-the-kitchen aroma of Folgers Crystals. It all begins with mountain-grown beans, fresh brewed, then crystallized, for a deep, dark, rich coffee just waiting to become your welcome to the day. There's no other coffee that kicks off the Miller's morning like Folgers Crystals.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
When the person who doctors the family gets a cough and cold, everyone suffers.
Mom, someone took my sleeve.
I earned it myself. Time to doctor that cough with Robitussin, because more doctors and pharmacists recommend Robitussin than any other cough medicine.
Look, Mom's feeling better. Uh-oh.
Robitussin, recommended by Dr. Mom. Which Robitussin is right for you? Ask your doctor or pharmacist. And also try Robitussin cough drops from the cough experts.
Hi, I'm Tom Arnold. This is E! Entertainment Television.
Turn up the heat with the ultimate dance beat. Kick it out. Quality brings you North America's largest selling dance collection, Dance Mix USA.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
Over 70 minutes of pure dance energy.
Hold me, baby. Drive me crazy. Touch me all night long. Everybody.
Get Dance Mix USA through this awesome TV offer. Cassette $14.99, CD $19.99. This is one massive collection, so you better call now. Use your credit card and get a bonus cassette with even more bass-kicking beats. Order Dance Mix USA now. Call 1-800-641-3939. That's 1-800-641-3939.
Happy New Year, happy holidays, have a good one. Keep up the good work, whatever you're doing.
Have a great New Year.
Disney's holiday film, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, is still in the box office top 20 after more than 2 months in release. And Disney is giving fans a closer look at the movie's fantasy world. Amy Powell has more.
Disney MGM Studios theme park in Florida is the new home to some of the sets and characters from Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Visitors at the park can see 65 puppets and 20 of the sets used in the film's production.
There's children throwing snowballs instead of throwing heads. They're busy building toys and absolutely no one's dead.
The film used an animation technique called stop motion, which the movie's director, Henry Selick, explains.
The animator becomes the character. He or she will actually perform the action for me. And then they have to, a frame at a time, bring that puppet to life following the actions that we've agreed upon.
Though Tim Burton is primarily known as a director, on this film he wrote and produced. He assigned the director's chores to Selick because of his expertise in stop motion.
Stop motion animation is a process whereby we take a puppet like this and we move them a little bit. Take your hand away, take a picture. We move them a little bit more. Take the hand away, take a picture.
Now pay attention.
We develop the film and we play it back, and without my hand being involved at all, his arm's gonna swing around like this.
I am the Pumpkin King!
And I'm Amy Powell for E! News Week in Review.
Whether using sets or not, movie producers try to get the most realistic setting for their films. Many times they shoot in actual homes. Where do they find these houses and how can you get yours in a film? Greg Agnew explains.
And action.
This scene for Sioux City, starring Lou Diamond Phillips, is being shot not in a movie studio, but in the living room of someone's home.
You're on television, guys.
Erwin Lehrhoff agreed to let a crew of 70 film at his house for 3 days.
It's a good area for filming, especially that there's little noise. It's like out in the country. This is just like a park.
The beauty of, this location is that, it can double up as a couple of things for us.
Lehrhoff has been renting his home to film crews for 4 years. Murder, She Wrote, Matlock, and Jake and the Fat Man have all shot here.
Just to be able to be part of the excitement, the charisma, the experience of filming, I believe is exciting.
Another advantage is the money.
They pay well for the homes.
Lehrhoff says he has gotten $4,000 to $6,000 a day. The amount varies depending on the size of the location, how much it's used, and the budget of the film.
And roll sound.
There is a downside to renting out your home.
You are put out. They take over your house. There's maybe 70 people in the house. We've had films where there's been almost 70 trucks come up the driveway.
There is also a risk.
They do some damage. They always do damage, but they take good care of the damage afterwards. They'll paint, they'll repair, they'll replace.
To reduce the risk, this crew placed cones along the walkway to prevent people from trampling on the lawn. Yellow ribbons were tied to rooms off limits, and all the floors were covered.
They really cover the steps, they cover the carpeting, with the cardboard, with the tape.
Why don't we come upstairs, Nina? I'll show you where we're going to be shooting next.
Nina Rosen's home has also been turned into a movie set, but the crew has been here 8 days, and the house is showing the effects of a long shoot.
Our upstairs carpeting getting torn up, and some of our wooden floors getting marred, and our lawn that we just grew is completely dead. So we're going to have to replant a whole new lawn, and that's very expensive.
In spite of the damages, Rosen says she's enjoyed learning about filmmaking.
There are advantages of, especially for the children, of seeing how the reality of making a movie, and the long hours, and what it is to set up a scene, and what people are really doing when they're making a movie.
If renting out your home interests you, call your state film commission office. Most have a library of photos of various locations around the state. The California Film Commission has more than 200,000 pictures.
If it's a homeowner, they would generally take their own photographs and submit them to our library.
Amy Ness, a film location manager, uses the library for scouting locations.
You're thinking, oh, well, my house is too small, but it might have a fabulous garden, or it might have a great view, or it may be that all you need is a window or the front of the house or a corner.
The location manager is the liaison between the property owner and the production company. Ness forewarns all homeowners.
You can say, look, there will be 150 people swarming all over your property, and there are going to be 10 semis. The day the trucks arrive, the homeowner always said, I know you told me, but I just didn't imagine this.
Everybody told us to anticipate things, but you can't really anticipate.
Rosen says she'll think twice about inviting a film crew back into her home for such a long shoot. 8 days is a little too much for her. From Los Angeles, I'm Greg Agnew for E! News Week in Review.
Coming up next on E! News Week in Review, are the royals falling out of favor in England? And the unlikely leading hunks of television. We'll tell you who made the list, but first, a celebrity holiday greeting.
Hi, I'm Nia Long from The Guiding Light, and I hope you all have a happy New Year.
Entertainment, the final frontier, and E! takes you there. Boldly go where no viewer has gone before. Inside Star Trek, E! explores this sci-fi phenomenon and puts you on the bridge for a behind-the-scenes adventure. Visit the first generation, the next generation, and the special effects masters that keep Star Trek trekking through time. Beam on board and inside Star Trek this weekend, only on E!
The Entertainment, News, and Information Authority.
Some days your hair needs more conditioning. Some days maybe less.
No matter what your hair goes through, finesse conditions just for you. That's the beauty of finesse.
Finesse Adjusting Conditioner is activated by your hair's changing needs. Conditions more on days you need it, less on days you don't.
That's the beauty of finesse. Conditions more, conditions less. That's the beauty of finesse.
It's hot and it's happening. It's Sounds of the 70s, the biggest, hottest collection of 70s hits ever. Songs of 1979, more than 1 full hour of hits for only $9.99 on compact disc or cassette. Audition other great sounds of the 70s albums. There's no minimum to buy. Cancel anytime. For a good time, call this number now.
Use your credit card and call 1-800-521-9512 or set $9.99 for 1 double-length cassette or 1 compact disc, plus $3.50 shipping and handling to Sounds of the 70s 79, Department 1, Richmond, Virginia. Phones open 24 hours.
Have a wonderful, prosperous New Year.
Hi, I'm Quinn Rediger from The Young and the Restless, wishing you a Happy New Year.
Hi, and welcome back to E! News Week in Review for the story I know you've been waiting for. TV Guide, that entertainment and television authority for the past 40 years, has come up with a list of some of the top male sex symbols on television. And as Molly Mullen reports, the celebrities on that list may surprise you.
These are the heartthrobs that usually come to mind when you're thinking sexy. Manly Men is the focus, and TV Guide's January 8th issue lists unlikely hunks who are turning on TV fans all over the country. David Caruso from NYPD Blue, Home Improvement's Tim Allen, John Goodman, Roseanne, and Alan Rosenberg from LA Law.
People really seem to respond to this character. I got to figure that he's the sex symbol rather than myself. I'm just a humble boy from New Jersey.
TV Guide says women are tuning into a new breed of cuddly unhunks.
You automatically think of people like Grant Show, people who have the obvious looks. These are people that don't have the cover boy sort of looks, but have enormous appeal to female viewers. I don't know if the trend is really changing. I suspect that trend has been there all along, but that producers are smartening up about what women really want to see on television.
But what really makes a man sexy? Is it the way he looks, his attitude, his voice, or is it something completely different?
I usually like an older man who is maybe not such a pretty boy, has a little more character going.
His personality and his hair. Eyes.
Body. Good body.
I like hands.
I like
long, big hands. Charisma, the body, the build, his voice. His personality. That's very sexy.
From Los Angeles, I'm Molly Mullen for E! News Week in Review.
And finally, British citizens say they like having a royal family despite the scandals, but supporting them is a royal pain. A survey by the Observer newspaper says 56% of those questioned want to keep Queen Elizabeth as head of state. Queen Elizabeth, a kept woman. But 73% say taxpayers shouldn't have to pay for the monarchy. It cost around $12 million a year to support the royals. In order to help with expenses, the Queen decided this year she'd pay taxes. Coming up Monday on E! News Daily, you won't believe what computers can do as Zork takes you on a high-tech adventure. Come back Monday, we'll explain. From all of us at E! News Week in Review, thanks for watching. Stay with us. There's much more to come on E!, the Entertainment News and Information Authority. I'm Steve Kometko.
Rock
Next on E! Features, we take you behind the scenes and get up close and personal. We even look at their nose hair with an odd couple of grumpy old men. I don't want to see that.